Elana.
Hi.
I said your name right.
You did.
This is good. Welcome to one of our 12th, 13th, we'll call it 12th, bare bones and upfront selfie. And welcome to our space.
It's a fantastic space.
Well, thank you very much. One of the questions that I continuously ask all of the artists, and I'm going to pose it to you, why Toronto? Why do you do your craft? Why do you do your art here in this space?
It is the mecca for music in this country. It's true. There are more musicians, more venues, more competition, more opportunity here in music, film, and theater than any other city right now. I come from Montreal, and Montreal is culturally diverse and rich, but nothing compared to what's going on here, unfortunately.
Now, how long have you been playing in Toronto?
Since '99.
Have things changed?
For me, or the city? Have
Both.
things changed? I think the competition's got a little harder. I mean, you know, lots of folks say that they can't find a gig. Lots of folks say, I hear a lot of my musician friends complaining that they don't get work. I hear a lot of them really looking at the industry as, you know, musicians are typically not business people, and this is a business town. Montreal was great. I left before the big, you know, English music explosion. And so even then, there was still, you could be an artiste and not a business person and survive. Here you can't do that. Here you have to blend it or find people that will do it for you, that will perform that function in order to make a living, I think.
Okay. With that with that as kind of a theme, then, do you need help with your music? Do you need to have that co-writer or co-producer, or does there need to be a co with that, or can you do it by yourself?
I think you can do it. I mean, at some point you run out of time, and then you have to choose what you like to do, what you need to do, and what you want to do. When it comes to the creative parts of the co-writing and the co-producing, that's the most fun of it for me. Those are the parts of it. The creating something out of nothing is an incredible feeling. When you do it with somebody else, it becomes bigger. Because then there's two of you who are actually putting in the energy and the ideas. It's for me, some people hate co-writing. I love it because it's always an exploration. There's always something new. And you can't kind of sit back and go, well, that's okay, because someone's looking at you going, no, it's not. so creatively, it's great. From a business point of view, you know, for sound and for promotion, if you can afford to have somebody do it for you, do it. As long as they know what they're doing, it's great, you know. It just frees you up to be more creative. I like to do it all. Personally, I like to try it all. I like to learn everything. So I don't have a budget for a anything, although I do write with Kim Jarrett quite a bit, and I really enjoy that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
With your writing, what themes, what inspires your craft in that type of songwriting?
It could be anything. It has been, I'm trying to think of the last maybe 10 sessions. So it has been the rhythm of an engine of a car. It has been a really interesting commercial, and really, you know, the feelings of that. It has been a story I read my news on the net, a story that I've read. It's been a song that I really like, that I really either want to emulate or take something away from it and kind of explore a little more. It's been all those things. Sometimes it's just a regurgitation of emotion. It needs to come out, so you do it. And then sometimes it's not. Sometimes for a purpose. Somebody's looking for a song, and you know what they're looking for, so you tailor what you're doing to really meet that expectation. So it's everywhere. If you're really smart, it's everything.
Saying that, then, what genre bucket could we put what you create in?
That's a bad question, Larry. What genre bucket? It's like.
Or do you need a genre? Does it help hinder to have that beside the name, or is it like an asterisk?
They need to, you know, people need to pigeonhole to some degree. The industry needs to understand what you do. When you're on iTunes, they ask you to pick one of 12. I think it's been a singer-songwriter thing for a long time. It's also been, I have a rock band, so it's been a blues rock thing for me. When I write with people in the blues, obviously I've written for blues records, it's straight up blues, but blues with a rock retro twist, because that's what I like to do the best. It really depends on who I'm writing with. I write pop with certain artists. My own stuff, it's Americana more than anything else, but the Americana as it's being tailored now, because it's not the same as it used to be. Same as, country's not the same as it used to be. The only parts I think, the only genre that I think has really held true, I'm gonna get blasted for this, aren't I, is blues. Blues is the only genre that is, you're either blues or you're not. My opinion. There's certain elements in it that need to be present. Everything else has just been so flow that it's really hard to peg. I mean, you remember what used to be alternative.
Right, yeah.
It's not alternative anymore, and that's only 6 or 7 or 8 years ago. So I think it just keeps moving around. I'm really a singer-songwriter. I like to create things, and I really like creating on an acoustic guitar. And so I learned somewhere from people that if it could stand up, the song stands up on an acoustic, it stands up on anything. And so that's why we write that way, as bare bones, pardon the pun, as we can, to make sure that the song elements are true.
Could we hear some of those elements?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That I've never made it to the coast. That is something in my life I will regret. Funny how the small things always mean the most. These are lessons in my life that I won't soon forget. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I laugh. Lord knows I try to be myself. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I lay. Lord knows I try so hard.
I don't know how much of it you want, so tell me.
That was awesome. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. I want to sing in this room all the time.
Cool.